We'll have a very small elaboration of concept. Now we have entered into chapter number 2. Now what is the basic purpose of this chapter you have to keep in mind. Now in the previous chapter we have seen the basic what is actually the fundamental of SOA is. Now henceforth in chapter number 2 onwards we'll be talking about the web services, what exactly it means, and what is exactly the contemporary, what is there in the market now, service oriented architecture. We'll go into detail. Now in the meaning contemporary means that what all different what we call as functionalities which are inbuilt for creating a service oriented architecture, that is most important, that will be focusing. Now as we know that this is the most important chapter because there are ample number of concepts need to be gone into detail, and we need to know each and every concept in detail, then only we can write a very wonderful answer for these concepts. Now focus of this chapter, you will go into very simple short meaning of this. If you know this description very well, it will be very simple for you to identify the question and you will be recognize your answer in a very systematic way. Now we'll be talking first about today's session will be on message exchange patterns. What are different types of message exchanging patterns are used whenever two services interact with one another. Then we'll go into service activity. Now this is one concept, service exchange pattern, message exchange pattern. There are different patterns being used. Then we'll go for service activities. Now in this service activity, we'll talk about coordination today, and we'll wind up today with coordination itself. Future session will be on atomic transition, how the service will be initiated, and this how will be competing with the contemporary SOA. And then after that we'll be entering to business activities. Now exactly the business logic where it has been implemented. Now there are different ways. There is orchestration, there is short note being asked frequently, there is choreography, short notes, because these are the two major parts of your business activity. Then after that we'll be entering to web service and contemporary SOA. In this web service and contemporary SOA, we'll be talking about addressing, reliable messaging, collection, correlation, policies. Okay, so there are the four concepts: addressing, reliable messaging, correlation, and policies. And then we'll be entering into metadata exchange, where we'll be talking about security, notification, and eventing. So in this chapter, in this first part, we'll be talking about message exchanging patterns, business activities, and addressing. So these are the three, and fourth one is metadata exchange. So four basic points will be there in the first section of chapter number 2, and second section will be talking about the what we call as the principles of service oriented architecture, and that is anatomy of service oriented architecture, and we're talking about the common principle of service oriented, that is service layers, which are layers are present and which are orientations are present. So these are the most important as far as university examination is concerned. Short notes will be asked on this first section, and long questions of 10 marks will be asked either on your principles or on the anatomy or on the layers of your service oriented architecture. So are you clear with this, what we'll be doing into detail, going into detail about this chapter, that is web service and contemporary SOA? Yes, Harini?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you recognize, you give an feedback immediately. So whenever you connect with me, so it will be very useful for me that are you getting, because it's a theoretical subject. So today's session is dedicated only for message exchanging, and there are different types of message exchange. We'll go into detail. Now what is exactly the message exchange patterns are been available over here. Now message exchanging is one thing. If it is one way, if I am passing a message from one A to B, that is one way communication. If I am passing a message from A to B and B is giving me some recognition, just like now I am asking Harini whether you are getting or not, so there is duplex, two-way communication. I am asking something and you are me providing me the answer for that. Same way, when we talk about the message exchange pattern, there are different patterns being used: simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. Half duplex means what? Only one will be at a time will be giving an asking a question, and another at the another end will be only giving the answer. There is no direct connectivity between the two what we call as services. That is called as half duplex. And full duplex means what? Full communication. I am talking continuously, you are speaking continuously. Both way we are interacting with efficient way. That is called as a duplex way of communication. So same way, when we talk about service-oriented architecture, this messaging plays very important role. Why? Because your business logic, whenever it transmits something in the format of message, it should be transmitted in a very systematic way, and it should be received in a very systematic way. So here message exchanging patterns are very much important whenever we go into service oriented architecture. This message is nothing but it is almost a transmission of multiple messages. There is not a one message which is being transmitted. It is always a huge complex task which are being performed by your individual service. Huge set of services, huge business logics are being added over there of your application. And whenever it goes for interacting with another service, because individually one service cannot do its work, it requires some input from another services also. Just like a business logic, you are writing a code to a function. One thing you have to do is that either you are passing some parameter, so that parameter values will be accepted by your function, and that function will work on those parameters, whether it is a variable, string or integer, and it will do some business logic, and after that it will be returning some value. So each function is accepting something and it is being providing. It is nothing but one machine which is in getting an input, it is processing into that, and it is giving an output. A small set of code, we call it as a function. Same way, when it becomes a huge, it becomes a service. Now service may contain different sets of what we call as a logic, business logic, and for that purpose we may require at any moment any input from any service. Same way we can provide any output from any service at any moment. So for us, what is most important is that we need to have a very systematic way of transmitting those multiple messages in a very systematic and coordinating way, so that it will be transmitted, it will be received by the other services as and when required. So for that, making an alignment between two services is nothing but your message exchange pattern. Are you clear with this definition? It is nothing but converting a multiple message in a coordination way, where it will be transmitted from one service and it will be recognized with the other service, and vice versa, so that your business task will be completed more efficiently and in a very much aligned way. So that is nothing but a message exchange pattern. Now there are different types of message exchange pattern. Now we have seen this is a primitive message exchange pattern. Primitive means what? Frequently, whenever we talk about messaging, we'll see in diagram, one is service receptor and one is service provider. Now we'll consider this as the two services, and there is always a request for something, and you are getting some response from the service. So everything, just like when you enter google.com or facebook.com on your browser, you are accepting, you are transmitting some message to the Google that please open a page on my screen, or you are transmitting to the Facebook that please open a Facebook homepage for me. So it is nothing but you are requester. You are requesting to your browser to a service provider that through your HTTP protocol, please open me a Google page or a Facebook page, and at the end what you receive from the provider is that appropriate page, a Gmail account or your Google account or your Facebook account has been transmitted. This type of communication between a service requester and service provider is nothing but a primitive message exchange pattern. The thing that is called as request message and response message, a combination of two is your message exchange pattern. It's very simple definition of message exchange pattern. Now whenever you go for transmitting or asking something from the service provider, or you are getting something from it, it has been there in a three different ways. Now you have to keep in mind there are three different ways. What are these three different ways? One is called as a simple destination pattern. It is called as a single destination pattern. It means that where a source end a message to only one destination only. Just like when you put a google.com, you are requesting a Google page only, a Google browser, a Google service provider to open a Google page. It is called as a single destination pattern. you are requesting only one single service provider at a single movement. That is called as a single destination pattern. Now second one is multicast pattern. When a source send message to a predefined set of destination, that means I am now you know that Google is not a single machine which is available in what you call as in India. Now it is a cluster of different what you call as server warehouses of Google which are connected to one another all over the world. You will file google.in, that is for India. You will file what we call as google.uk for United Kingdom, google.us for US people. Same way it has its workstation at each and every location. So if I want to search a website which is not there, which is not being prepared by the Indian organization, but it is being prepared by something in a US. So what will be there? I will be requesting my provider that is in India, that will be interlinked with the Google server which is present in UK. So what is that? That is called as a multicast pattern. Internally, a service provider will be get connected to one another, and you will get finally your Google homepage website on your screen. So that is nothing but called as multicast pattern, where internally your different service provider will be connected to one another. I am calling something, and that called provider will be calling some other services, other servers, and that will be providing a corresponding home page for me. That is called as multicast pattern. That is will frequently see in Google. And the website we frequently see of Indian origin, that is if you want to see ibmid.org, it is located in India. You will call ibmid.org and you will get directly. That is nothing but a single destination pattern. A multicasting means what? Multiple service provider are interlinked with one another, and there is a message passing between them. This is called as a multicast pattern. And the third one, which is called as the broadcast pattern, you frequently see whenever you open your TV set and you click any channel. If you want to watch a Sony channel, you click that number and you will get a Sony channel available on your screen. That is nothing but a broadcast. And you switch your TV set and you open another TV set in another location, you will get the same thing which is going on your television. It has been same thing being executed on another television at the same time. That is nothing but called as a broadcasting. The broadcast pattern, which is where again your Sony channel is giving some videos available on your TV set. Same way, there are multiple things which are going on parallelly. If you want to interact with those things, you have to go into the login stage and you can accept those things. That is called as a broadcast pattern. It is made available to each and every services. So services are being created in three different ways. What is single pattern destination pattern way? That is it will be interacting with one user. Multicast pattern, it will be interacting with different other service providers also, service patterns also. And one is broadcast, that means you just it is already live, you just have to interact with it and you can get all the messages what you want to see immediately. So broadcast pattern, which is similar to the multicast pattern, except that the message is sent out to the broader range of recipient. Just like the WhatsApp what you are using, you are out of range and someone has given a message. Now what that person has done, he has broadcasted his message. Now as soon as you come in a range, your internet is on, automatically all the message will be entered, will be popped up into your mobile device, and you will see all message in the same way the user has provided will be reaching you as soon as you start your internet or as soon as you come into the range of network. So that is nothing but a broadcast message, means message that are freely available. Just like we have created a WhatsApp group, and in that WhatsApp group I am entering something that today's session is at this time or tomorrow the session will be at that time, and you are not logged and you have not seen a WhatsApp. When you logged in by starting your internet, as soon as all the message will be made available, it will be available on your mobile also, it will be available on Abhijit's mobile also, on Ashwini's mobile also, and Manisha's mobile also. So all will get a message. So that type of messaging is nothing but called as a broadcast pattern of messaging. So are you clear with this? There are only three types of messaging: single destination pattern, multicast pattern, and broadcast pattern. These are the three different types of pattern are available in your primitive message exchange pattern. Are you clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll go for,
Sir,
yes.
just wanted to ask, what is the major difference between the second, mm, broadcast and what is the other one?
Okay.
Sec.
Now see, I have given example that whenever you go for multicast, so just like I have given example of Google. Google is made up all over the world. You will find google.in for India, google.uk, you will find that google.us, it's separate workstation for Japan and all the countries all over the world. If I am using, I am pinging any pick, I want to go for a separate website which is created in US and which is not been created by the company in India. So what I am doing is that I am asking for the request to my regular service provider. That regular service provider will be interacting internally with a different service provider. If I am accepting, I want a US website to be opened. Now this service provider will interact internally with another service provider, and it will fetch that page, home page, and it will be transferring that home page on my screen. Here the same thing is that the service provider with their own website that is in US, it is made available to everybody, but it is not visible to me. But I want to make it visible. So single destination will be further converted into multicast, means I am sending a request, but the request is not provided over here. So which service provider it is that? Now this service provider will help you to get that page from another service provider, and that service provider will be providing to the basic service provider who has asked, and then after that it will be received to you. Actually the broadcasting is there done by this the Google server which is there in UK. All websites are open, but as I have searched in my service provider, it was not available. So internally my internal service provider will be connected indirectly with to another service provider, and it will fetch a page for me. As you know, all websites which are created in India, you will find that all will be searched very fast compared to the website which are present on another platform or another service provider. They're just like in Google, it is a single window, but it will search very fast website which are there recalled by the Indian peoples. It will not search for the website which are there in Chinese language or Japanese language. You will never see a Chinese website
Yeah.
getting open on your first page or second page or third page. You have to scroll up to 100 and 200 pages, then only you can fetch some websites from another what we call as server, and that will be visible for you. That is nothing but your multicast. And in broadcast, you will see this type of phenomena that in a television or in your WhatsApp, you can send any person which he is added in your list of WhatsApp, whether he is in US or UK or Japan or China, any country, but he is there in your group of WhatsApp. And if you are
Okay.
sending some message on that group, so it is not the barrier that he have to go for any service provider or then he have to search for that. Automatically it will be received as soon as he connect to that network, and he will receive that message, whether he is sitting in US some 10,000 kilometers from yes here, or 5,000 kilometer, or just a 5 kilometer from you. Usually he will receive a message very fast way. That type of messaging is nothing but called as a broadcast pattern of messaging. So are you clear with this?
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So these are the three things you have to keep in mind. Now service simple object access protocol and message exchange protocol. Now these are the two protocols. So whenever we are talking about internet, you will see HTTP protocol is for only for transferring your request and response. It is only for transferring your request and response. And what is there? There is one protocol called as simple object access protocol that will be converting your request into a message, and that will be message will be transferred through your HTTP protocol to the destination. So SOAP is one of the most important protocol that is required to transmit and receive a message in different way in in your message exchange pattern. So whenever we talk about message exchange pattern, you have to keep in mind SOAP plays very important role. HTTP protocol is only for the purpose of connecting your client with the server, but actual the transpiration of data is been done by SOAP, that is simple object access protocol, that will be accessed by the client machine also, and that will be accessed by the server machine also. So you have to keep in mind whenever you write a description for survey message exchange pattern, you have to keep in mind, you have to elaborate in detail the SOAP protocol, so that it is a most important protocol with its messaging characteristics and behavior that will help, that will boost your message exchange pattern for transmitting and receiving the message from your client machine to the server machine. So are you clear with SOAP protocol? Yes. So whenever we talk about message
Yes,
exchange,
sir.
SOAP is indirectly being connected to you. Okay. Now another thing, message exchange protocol and web service description language. Now we have moved in somewhat different way. Messages can be in the text format, messages can be in audio files, messages can be in video files, messages can be an object. Nowadays people are transmitting object for the purpose of security, they are transmitting object rather than audio and videos. Now these people are going for big data and some Python programming, that your request and response is converted into some uh, object, and that object will be transmitting your request and response. The thing is done by your WSDL. It is nothing but web service description language. This is one of the most important thing whenever you go for a high level programming of service oriented architecture. You are connected, you are sending some message and you are receiving some message, but your message is somewhat complex. Your message is not a simple text message of hi or hello, it is somewhat different. At those situation, you are doing some notification, some internal messaging is over connected to one another, a complex messages are bind together and they are released at an appropriate timing. So that type of messaging, there should not be a fault in messaging. So that situation has been tackled, handled by WSDL. This is one of the language called as web service description language, that will be receiving and that will be generating a message, whether it is a fault message or whether it is a standard message or something different type of message. That message will be transmitting from one operation to the another way operation, from one notification to the another. So you have to be in mind whenever we talk about service oriented architecture. Now it has moved some one step ahead. So we are now implementing one reliable source of messaging with the help of WSDL, is a special language that will be helping you to boost your messaging from your service to another service. Your service may be written in one application in one system, and it will be connected to the another service which is located somewhere different, some thousands of kilometers apart from your application. So it will be connected in a very fast way by a technology called as WSDL. So apart from SOAP, to make it more secure and make it more reliable, people are switching, people are implementing one more technique called as a WSDL. So are you clear with WSDL?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So message exchange pattern is just a primitive messaging what we have seen. There are three different ways in which message is being passed, and there are two major language, one is protocol and one is language, that will be boosting you a message exchanging between two different services of your service oriented architecture. That's it. This is what the explanation is expected in university for 5 marks of whenever they ask you question, explain in detail message exchange pattern in service oriented architecture. So you have to start with what is exactly message exchange pattern and what are two technologies are used, whether it is SOAP or whether it is WSDL, how it has been used to transmit and to receive a message in service oriented architecture. So this is what is expected as far as message exchange pattern is concerned. Yes, are you clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll move to the next part, service activity. Now this is a generic way, a completion of business tasks in an obvious function of any automated solution. Tasks are comprised of processing logic that execute to fulfill a number of business requirement. In service-oriented architecture solution, each task can involve any number of services. The interaction of a group of service working together to complete a task can be referred to as service activity. So for the definition as far as service activity is concerned, is nothing but a complex, a huge set of services coming together to execute a specific task that is nothing but your business requirement task. A small task means what? The task can be small also, a task can be a complex also. So now we have a generic example of a simple activity. So there are, you will see in this example, there are different three services are being connected to one another by this arrow. This is nothing but a message that will be requesting something and that will be getting a response from something. So service A wants something from B, B wants something from C, and C is giving something to B, and B is giving something to the A. So this is nothing but a connectivity of different services. And activity means what? The whole output which is generated by connecting different services with their arrows, that is nothing but your messages, different protocols, different languages which interact with one another to give an output of your task is nothing but called as a service activity. Now in detail, there are two types of service activity. One is simple, that is primitive, and one is complex service activity. Now what is simple service activity? It's very simple. It's a primitive activity. Your service requester and provider both are connected to one another. You are requesting something, provider is providing something. This is nothing but a primitive activity in service activity. But when you go for complex activity, you will find there is one PC that is the initial sender. I want to send something. Then it is I want to send to the ultimate receiver, the here. But you will find it is not connected directly to my initial sender. Receiver is there, sender is there, but intermediate, there are different services which are working for you. That intermediate services might be 1, might be 2, might be 10, might be 100. So you cannot predict the number of intermediate services. So you are requesting something, internally it are being connected to one another, all will be transmitting those messages, and finally it will be received to your ultimate receiver. Now ultimate receiver will be received that one, but as it is not connected directly to the initial sender, it will be transmitting that message to the services which are linked to it, and finally it will be receiving to the initial sender who have requested for that service. That type of structure is called as a complex service architecture. And in simple service architecture you will find there is direct communication between the sender and responder, requester and provider, both are directly connected. It is called as a primitive. But in complex, there are intermediate services which are connected indirectly on different platforms. You will see there are different boxes I have created. Now this different boxes means what? It might be a different application, it might be a different platform, it might be a different service provider platforms, it can be anything differently which is not available, you are not accessible directly to that, but still you are requesting something and you are getting a response in a very systematic way. That type of complex service activity structure is being followed in message exchange pattern also, and here the message will be transferred in a very systematic way and you will receive an output. So you have to keep in mind, as far as service activity is concerned, it can be of two types. It might be a primitive service activity or it might be a complex service activity. Depend upon the situation, you can use any one of this activity. Yes. So this was the basic definition of service activity. Okay, now we'll go into detail about this coordination. This is one thing most important as far as service activity is concerned, because service activity can be done in different ways. Now to handle or to tackle the complex architecture in service oriented architecture, architecture, you may be using the concept called as coordination. Now coordination, in the diagram you will see that is service A want to connect to service B and C, which is located somewhat different. There is something called as the register services. Service A don't know where to connect. A register is a platform, that is an interface that will be saying that service B, if you want to do some task of addition of two numbers, The addition of two numbers logic is written in some service called as service C. Now this register know for addition of this two number there is special service called as service 3, but as service A don't know who to be get connected, when to get connected, and how to get connected. There is a separate register. That registry is nothing but a registry of all the services and its profile, what that service will be doing. So it is again a part of this coordination. So coordination is nothing but it will be connecting one service to the another servicing, but it will maintain some register, and it knows what service A is doing, what logic is written over here, what logic is written in B, what it will be accepting and what it will be returning, and whom it will be returning. Same way what C will be accepting, from whom it will be accepting, and to whom it will be providing the output. So that thing is been written in service register called as registration service. And one more thing, we are doing some coordination over here. We are doing some coordination over here, and how this coordination is been done, how this coordination is been done, it is being coordinated by the coordinator called as service coordinator. So is a separate service you have to write that will be doing your coordination of all services for the purpose of interaction. We know in previous session message passing is there, service activities are there. Now how to coordinate those things, that is nothing but a coordination. Now so what is this composition means? Now we'll go into detail about this coordination. Coordination consists of composition, coordination consists of protocols, and coordination consists of participants who all will be participating into this. So you have to keep in mind, the composition. Now what is there in the composition? The diagram here will show you the composition of this. Now here you will see there is a coordinator residing as a host position. Now this coordinator know whenever I want to do some mathematical operation, I need to have the list of participants who all will be participating in mathematical operation. So that is list of participation. I will be knowing exactly who will be doing what task and at what moment it will be interacting, that is nothing but a register. And I will be doing all activation services, so who will be activated and who will be generated. So here in coordination there are four major things. One is activation service, one is registration service, and another is participation, and fourth one is himself a coordination. So description here is it is written, activation service responsible for creating a new context and for associating this context to the particular activity. So it will be generating an event that will be doing something, that want to do some operation, that is a business logic. So all will be coming together. Second one, registration service. This is nothing but allows participating services, so which all services will be participating, to use context information received from the activation services to get a context information, what is to be done, and to register for support context protocol. So corresponding protocols will be generated and that will be registered in registration service. And finally the protocol specific services, so that is nothing but your participants that will be supporting for the execution of that business logic, that will be in the queue, and overall that will be coordinated by the coordinator. The coordinator service is a composition of logic that will be coordinating the activation service, registration service, and participation. So are you clear with this? Coordination is nothing but this is the basic components which are required when we talk about activities under coordination. Now protocols. There are different protocols being followed over here, some rules and regulations you have to follow whenever this type of interaction is there. So there are two protocols. One is WS coordination. WS coordination will be doing all this coordination. There is atomic transition. We'll go into detail about what is atomic transition is and what is business activity is. Whenever the logic is very simple, you want to work on very small code, then atomic transition is doing. This is a protocol being used for doing your logic, executing your logic, because this logic is very small. So that is atomic. So fast execution is required whenever it is a small services, or small services are getting interacted. But whenever your services logic is very tough, when you find there are 10, 15, 100 and thousands of services are required for executing your business logic, at that time business activity is being used. So coordination itself is again divided into atomic transition and business activity. So whenever this type of feature coordination is being used, you should know whether your task is small or your task is big. If it is small, it will be handled by atomic transition way, and if it is complex, and you'll find there might be some service might get fail. So some failure mechanism is been written in a very systematic way in business activities. So these are the two types of protocols which are being used by the industry people for creating a service oriented architecture under the head called as coordination. Now second thing is that context. What is exactly the context means, and what is exactly the participants means? Now context means was, you want to manipulate, you want to do something on your data, you want to do some activity on your values. Context is nothing but, it is nothing but a ready reckoner of what all activities will be tackled, will be handled by this coordinator while executing it. And participant means what? Who all will be involved in the execution of that corresponding business logic, or for the execution of that business logic. So context is the values and data, and participation is nothing but the list of services which are being involved in the execution of that corresponding business logic. So are you clear with this one? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Now this is a one diagrammatic representation, how it has been registered, how it has been run, and how it has been done. So as we have seen, there are 4 different pillars of coordination. One is activation service, who to be get, when to get. So this will be activating, it will be initiating the services. There will be interlinked with the registered services, so who all will be involved in that, and all list of participants. Participants are not connected directly to the activation services. These are all registered into your registration service, and there is one coordinator. This is called as application service. Your activation service will be interacting with the application service for your business logic. It will be connected to that participant. So it can be 1, this participation service can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 10, it can be 100. So number can be anything. So this application will be connected to that. But how to connect? I should know the list of people who are connected, who are required to, as this has given me some task, that is activation service has given me task. I want to execute that task. How to execute? There should be some register that will be giving me some names of list of services, participant services, so that I will be interacting with them. So it's a two-way communication between application service and a register. There is a two-way communication between participant services and register service. There is a two-way communication between application service and activation service, but there is one-way communication. As soon as it executes, automatically it will be transmitted an output to this service, and service register will be giving an output to the application service. So there is only one-way communication between application service and participant. It will only ask to execute. It will not wait whether it is fail, it is having a fault service, it is not executed, whether it is not available, whether it has been already engaged. There is not duty of an application service to maintain it. It is all duty of a register service to maintain everything. And this is nothing but how it has been registered, how it has been activated, and how it has been executed as soon as the task been initiated by any activation service. And finally, the coordination service will be helping you to connect your application service and participant service, and you will get an output in a very fast way. This is nothing but called as coordination. So are you clear with this? Will not go into detail about different types of points are available into this topic. We'll land up today with three things we have completed today. One is message exchange pattern. Service.
Soap and wisdom.
Into message exchange pattern we have got into SOAP and WSDL because these are helping hand to your message exchange pattern. Then we have talked about service activity, and into that we have talked about coordination. Now this coordination, in tomorrow's session we'll be talking about coordination, that is atomic transition, because we know coordination is done in two ways. If the task is small, that is automatic transition. If a task is big, that is business activity. So small task coordinated by coordinator will be considered as under the title called as atomic transition. And if you are handling a business complicated and complex task, then it will be handled by the coordinator called as business activities under the title business activities. Coordination itself is divided into two things: atomic transition and business activities. So are you clear with this? So we'll
Yes, sir.
today we'll stop with this one. Tomorrow I will initiate my Google Meet, and we'll meet at the same time with, and tomorrow we'll go into detail about orchestration and choreography, only two concepts tomorrow. And then after that we'll be entering into a remaining part of the chapter. So tomorrow's chapter session will be only dedicated to orchestration and choreography. I'm expecting the notes which I have provided to you, you prepare a solution for that. So I'm expecting as a short note on message exchange pattern, and I am expecting a short note on coordination, or and third short note on service activities. So you prepare a short note of 5 marks 3-1, message exchange pattern, service activity and coordination. You be prepared with this short note. This among these three, ये तीनों में से कोई तो भी एक आपके यूनिवर्सिटी के एग्जाम में आएगा. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
So tomorrow we'll meet with.
Sir, also share the notes about the message pattern and exchange
I
message
have
pattern.
already shared on the portal, that is IBMA dot, सभी चैप्टर्स के नोट्स अवेलेबल करके रखे हैं. अगर आपको देखना होगा तो मैं URL बताता हूँ फिर से एक बार. You have to just go on Google and you have to press IBMRD
Okay, sir.
Gnomio में already share केला है. This is a portal ibmrd.gnomio.com. लॉगिन करने से पहले MC थर्ड ईयर में जाओ.
Okay.
नीचे जाना है, थर्ड ईयर में जाना है. सर्विस ओरिएंटेड आर्किटेक्चर क्लिक करना है. Then put your login username and password, and you will find fundamentals. And notes को click करने के बाद you will find notes of all chapters. So chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. We are now in chapter number 2. You open this, it will be opening you like this. A Word file or PDF will be opened, and you will get all details description about what is a message exchange pattern. I have already elaborated in a very systematic way. You can catch up all those things. What is service? I have already described. You just read it, you will find a very simple. What I think what I have talked orally, everything it is there. What I have put it in presentation, everything is from this content only. So we have ended up with this coordination up till this one. Okay. Tomorrow we'll start with atomic transition. We'll go into detail about atomic transition, and into that, then after that we'll be ending with business activity, and will that start with coordination, that is orchestration and choreography. So 4 points will be tackled tomorrow in a session that will be talking about atomic transition in detail, business activity in detail, choreography and orchestration. Okay. So notes are available with you. Prepare your notes, and if you find any problem, you can talk me in my session, in tomorrow's session, and we again will go in for the elaboration of the concept, so that it will be very much clear in front of you. And whenever there is a question in university, you will be much more flexible to write answer for that. So yes, anyone, any doubt? Manisha, Harini,
No, sir. All good.
Harini.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so start preparing your notes. Exam date will be scheduled very quickly, and you should be prepared with this one. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
90 घेऊन टाकू 90.
So initially, that is in again being course of target, and then you will be technique.
हेलो अभ्यास चालू बेटा हो
Software quality assurance. We have yesterday seen what are the process with execution of the project. So you have to do, you have to measure those changes, and for that purpose, architecture, the weightage function, different application process, or your services will be
सोशल डिस्टन्सिंग because everyone that you have used for never find the new thing कशाला डोक्यात ताण करून घ्यायचं माझा कन्या ओला चेहरा दाखव
Hello, how are you?
कसे आहे यस
How are you?
अगं तुझं हां बाळ बाळ हां
आम्हाला दे ना बाळ
पावडर टाकलं काय त्याला पावडर आंघोळ घातली
रडवायला लागेल.
We'll have a very small elaboration of concept. Why? Because nothing but a broadcast message means message that are freely available. Just like we have created a WhatsApp group, and in that WhatsApp group, I am entering something that today's session is at this time, or tomorrow the session will be at that time, and you are not logged, and you have not received as soon as. काय म्हणली मावशी मग?